work. Similarly, doctors, nurses, a number of other professionals living in provinces, they are not able to work. So you need to come up with a program where you have alternatives for the population.
Today we have gathered here to discuss the current state of peace process in Afghanistan and ways to increase engagement from the Afghan community in the diaspora in the process. As we all know, right before the announcement of an agreement between the United States and the Taliban, the proposed settlement collapsed. While some said that the peace talks were dead, it appears they will start up again soon. Regardless, it's clear the only hope that Afghans have to reach peace is through talks. As we have experienced for decades, Afghanistan conflict has political solution and cannot be solved through military means. It's our hope that both the United States and Afghanistan government work closely to bring a regional and international consensus regarding the peace efforts in Afghanistan.
And today we hope to bring insight on the importance of a united diaspora and engagement and involvement of all of the Afghans in the dialogue surrounding the Afghan peace process.
So the U.S. government's priorities in Afghanistan remain supporting the peace process and then working to create a state of stability to ease the challenges to governance that allow for terrorists to operate in Afghanistan. The main reason we became involved in Afghanistan militarily is to prevent it from again becoming a terrorist haven, and that remains a key policy priority. Additionally, we want to help Afghanistan on its path to self-reliance, and we do that through supporting private sector growth and supporting civil society in the country. And so, one major event that happened recently are, of course, the elections, and we just want to commend all of the Afghans who very bravely went out to vote in the face of Taliban threats and risks to their own personal security. It's really commendable that Afghans went out and participated despite these threats, and also the Afghan security forces did a tremendous job securing the election and making that possible, and we also want to commend them for their efforts. So the IEC and ECC are responsible for managing the electoral process and making sure that the
phase elections that took place, very problematic, very controversial elections, but at the end of the day they were able to somehow resolve by sharing power. The sharing power arrangement has not worked very well. I can tell you from experience, having been in Kabul at the time and spending a couple of years trying to make sure that the unity government functions as a unity government. But we see the results today, unfortunately, where there's not much of a unity government, and we have a lot of friction within the government as well as within society. I will tell you that with my 40 years of experience with my country, I have never seen Afghanistan so fragmented as I see it today. It is a very unfortunate thing for me to say. I would have liked to see Afghanistan a much more unified Afghanistan. I would have liked to see Afghanistan focused on development, democracy building, human rights, women's rights, and so on and so forth. But I see us doing these things in sort of ad hoc.
People show up, and it's because they have that passion. They do have that initiative to come and figure out something so they can help. Which will lead my question to Kira. Would there be any way where the State Department or any other type of government organization can reach out to the Afghans and say, hey, we need your help, we are trying to do this, can you help us? Because anywhere...
The frustration that you're experiencing is as a result of 4 decades of war in Afghanistan. It's the frustration that every youth, Pashtun, Hazara, Uzbek, Tajik is right now experiencing in Afghanistan because of lack of social justice, because of lack of capacity of government to provide the basic services to you as a young man from Afghanistan. You don't have jobs there, you don't have an opportunity to get an education, but the solution to this is not to divide Afghanistan. Yugoslavia was divided. Do you think they're any better than what they were back then? India has over 15 official languages, over 20 different ethnic groups. Yes, they do still have issues. Muslims, Hindus, Punjabis, but they are the biggest democracy on earth and they are evolving. So Afghanistan, the solution is not to divide. The solution is not the name change. The solution is to give time to this country to experience a normal cycle of governance, a normal cycle of life. Let the democracy.
You know, the issue of radicalism was used as a strategy 20, 30 years ago in order to create a very strong resistance against Russians in Afghanistan. And this is a chronic problem that will require, you know, multifaceted intervention in order to, you know, in order to get rid of that problem in Afghanistan. So as individuals, I believe we need to present ourselves in a way when we contact our Afghan counterparts in Afghanistan